Live, local, breaking news.
Greenville County deputies are covering Sulphur Springs Road right now where we are. Here's a message actually from deputies. He allegedly put his 4-year-old half-sister inside a container she couldn't escape from and placed it in the woods. If you're traveling on I-85 this weekend, you'll still see SCDOT crews working to remove those chutes. Those parents were running down the sidewalk carrying their little children in tears, trying to figure out where their children were. We have several breaking news stories this morning. The first out of Anderson County. The coroner's office was called to a crash where a person was killed. Kids, you can make a snowball out of this. This is the good kind of snow. I'm from up north, and this is the perfect snow to play in. What things look like right now, this is Martin Road. You can see a huge chunk of the road just completely torn away. And the sheriff calls this case brutal and unusual. The need for lifeguards and staff is even greater than last year. Opening Saturday, it's still looking for more people to keep things afloat. It's not exactly a fashion show. I say function over fashion in this sense. But all right, starting from the bottom, I've got 2 pairs of socks. I wish I could fit another pair of socks in my boots. Honestly, my feet are freezing. And then underneath, 4 pairs of pants. In this morning's Buzz, you now have some more drink options to cool down. Dunkin' is introducing a couple new summer drinks, and I just tried this one yesterday, and I can vouch it is very good. What both the judge and solicitor called premeditated, calculated, one of the most horrific crimes they've ever seen.
We never hope to have these moments where we lose someone, but we know that it's a reality.
Tragedy striking Spartanburg County.
But I know that he had a gift, and I know that he was using that gift in the job that he had.
The sheriff's office has lost one of its own.
If I could hire 100 more just like him, I'd do it right now. He had a good sense of humor. He had a great work ethic.
25-year-old Deputy Austin Aldrich was shot and killed in the line of duty Tuesday while responding to a domestic violence call at a home on Chaffee Drive. A 3-year veteran of the sheriff's office, Aldrich came from North Greenville University.
He was always one of those people that just brought something to the room that other people couldn't, and everyone knew he was there in the best way possible. He was someone that you could count on.
His former professor, Stacy Rollins, says Aldrich was the epitome of everything you would hope for in a public servant.
It's certainly a sad day for law enforcement here in the upstate. Deputy Aldrich, because of his courage and his heroics, will always be remembered for not only the lives he touched and the good deeds he did, but with our country's highest honor.
An organ and tissue donor, the sheriff's office says Aldrich will be able to help around 70 people, continuing to serve long after his death.
Sheriff Wright has talked about how proud he was of how his department responded. And, I think that's exactly what Austin would have wanted. He would want people to look and see that, police officers are good. Police officers care about their community and they want to make a difference.
You're looking at the scene outside the Kabul airport Thursday night.
Ground here in the airport.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. They are shooting,
Oh, yeah.
One Afghan man tries to describe the scene over the phone, interrupted by gunshots.
They are beating people, they are beating people by stick and cables.
We spoke with 2 Afghan allies whose identities were keeping anonymous for safety reasons. Both worked for an upstate man while he was in Afghanistan.
My and my family lives are in grave danger.
He and his family forced into hiding as he's hunted by the Taliban.
If they find me, definitely they will kill me.
Both men fear for their lives.
They will kill me. I'm thinking that I will be dead. I will be dead. Every moment, I'm thinking, they will kill me.
One of the men describes what he sees when he looks out the window.
Taliban, they are patrolling around the area.
Yelling and shooting, he says.
If you even not open the door, they will shut and they will break the door and get into target you.
With just days left before U.S. troops are expected to leave,
that there's no hope for us. Their experience shows that Taliban are saying one thing and they are doing another.
Desperate for help, the men are worried they're going to get that knock on the door.
There is no hope. Everybody and everyone is fearing for their own and for their family lives.
Our faith is very important to our family. Family is very important to us as well.
Things just don't happen for, just by chance. It's definitely a reason.
You could call it divine intervention.
My husband and my son went to the junkyard to find some parts for his truck.
My son said, "Hey, Dad, look what I found." And it was a Bible. I didn't know what he'd found. I thought he was looking for, the part that we got.
He found this Bible laying on the floor of a van.
And the guy went, "That's between you and God. I'm not going to charge you for a Bible. If you found it, it's meant to be. So y'all can have that Bible."
2 years later,
I started cleaning out his room this summer and came across it.
tattered edges, delicate pages, some ripped, others folded at the corner.
So I started going through the Bible and looking for any way, wonder where this came from, who this belongs to. And that's when I came upon the name.
In between 2 pages stuck together, Gay S. Kelly, written in cursive.
That's it, that's all.
As she flipped through,
It was printed in Great Britain, and that's typically, you don't find that.
it was a Bible like Gina Greer had never seen before.
It just says, "To the King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, defender of the faith." And it just goes on and talks about this book, blessings to those that read this book.
The quest now is to return it to the hands it came from.
The stories it tells, the history that holds behind it. The Lord your God is mighty to save. Great delight you with He will rejoice over you. I know if this is someone's mother and maybe she's passed away, this would be a great gift to give to that family.
And a reward for the Greers to be a part of yet another story in the Bible's journey.
That's just divine right there.
In Simpsonville, Kylie Jones, WYFF News 4. These unwelcome visitors here in Blacksburg not only destroying property, but they're leaving neighbors afraid to come outside. They tell me these wild hogs roam throughout the neighborhood, coming all the way up to their homes.
Definitely was not part of my job profile, I don't think.
Some unwanted neighbors
At first I thought it was dogs.
have made themselves at home.
And as I'm looking, I'm like, no, that's pigs.
Rooting up the mulch, they're rooting up people's yards. They're doing like whole garden spaces at a
A
time.
pack of wild hogs have infiltrated this Blacksburg community. What started out as sporadic visits, neighbors say, the hogs are now tearing up property day and night.
They actually got after a girl and chased her.
Problems with wild hogs, experts say, aren't new.
They've been a problem for a long time.
The South Carolina Department of Natural Resources says they also have incredible reproductive capability.
People always talk about pigs being as smart as dogs. There's probably a lot of truth to that, and they're very difficult to trap.
Greg Lucas says the main way to control them is by trapping them.
They can also be hunted. There are essentially no a hunting license is required, but there are no closed seasons for hunting wild pigs or feral hogs on private land.
Neighbors here in disbelief
We need help desperately.
and worried these several 100-pound visitors could get dangerous.
These pigs are just running amok. It's not safe for them.
SCDNR says there are private contractors who will help trap and remove these wild hogs from private property. You can find more information about that on our website, WYFF4.com. In Blacksburg, Kylie Jones, WYFF News 4.